9. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 9 things men want to say during sex, but won't. Hi ladies, Matt Shaffer, your empowerment, connection, and relationship coach. I'm a former attorney who's committed his life to supporting you and having the sort of fun, fulfilling relationships with men that you are so worthy of. And I'm really looking forward to this video because we're going to be unpacking 9 things that men are dying to say during intimacy, during sex, when they're close to you, that they're usually not going to say because they feel it's too vulnerable, because they don't want to make it weird, and for any one of a million other reasons. But these are going to be really helpful for you in understanding what a man is experiencing and appreciating about you during sex. You're going to love this video, but before we dive in, be sure to take a second, hit that little subscribe button, and you're definitely going to want to click the link up at the top of this video and down in the pinned comment. Take my How He Experiences You in Bed quiz. It is a quick little quiz that's going to give you a huge insight into how a man is really feeling and thinking about you during sex. It's the perfect complement to this video. And you're definitely going to want to stay tuned to the end of this video because I got a special bonus insight about what a man is thinking and feeling and noticing and wanting to say to you during sex that's going to be a revelation for you in the bedroom with your guy. Now, without further ado, let's dive into the video. Now, the first thing he's wanting to say to you during sex is this: I've been thinking about this all day. Because he almost certainly has, right? While he's been waiting in line for a coffee, while he's been in that boring meeting at work, he's been thinking about how good it felt to be inside of you that last time, how beautiful you looked, how much he's looking forward to getting his hands on you later. You've been running through his head, and he's been hoping that he was going to have the chance to share that with you later on that day, right? So by the time he finally does have the opportunity to connect with you physically, it's like this huge sense of relief because he's been primed and thinking about this all day. A lot of times, the more bored a man gets, the hornier he gets. And again, I'm guilty of this, and I know a lot of men are as well. And a man usually isn't going to say this to you during sex because he doesn't want you to know how much real estate you're taking up in his head. He doesn't want to be vulnerable about the fact that you're cycling through his thoughts throughout the day. It's very vulnerable, and it can feel a little humbling, right, to be willing to admit that. So most men are going to want you to think that they're cool, collected, that they're very compartmentalized, and that they've been at work and now they're coming home and now you're the one activating them, and that's the first time they've thought about it all day, right? But the bottom line is that chances are he has been thinking about you and fantasizing about you throughout the day in some way, and now when he finally gets his hands on you, that's the thought that's going on in his head is, oh my gosh, I've been thinking about her all day. Now we finally get to make this happen, and I'm excited. So the takeaway I have for you on this one is that you're not just on his mind when you're in his face or in his bed. You are someone that he carries with him, and the memories that the two of you make together or the experiences you two have in bed are things that men come back to again and again and again to drink from, right? When their lives get hard, we are nourished by your energy and the memories that we create together. So savor them and know that you are such a powerful force in his life. And the second thing he wants to say during sex is, look at me when you do that. Because to a man, the power of your gaze is incredibly intoxicating, especially when the two of you are making love, or you're maybe going down on him, or whatever the situation may be. Your eyes are like a tractor beam that create an entirely different level of intensity for him during physical intimacy. So while the two of you are connecting, and maybe you're closing your eyes because you're in your own experience, or you're in the process of climax, or whatever it is, there's nothing wrong with that. But what he is deeply craving, especially if he is in love with you deeply, is he wants you to open your eyes. He wants to feel that primal desire that he can only truly feel when the two of your eyes are locked in that sensual connection. And he's probably not going to say that to you because he's going to feel self-conscious about admitting that he's not just craving sex with you, he's craving connection. He's desiring to feel truly seen by you, and that can only fully happen while the two of you are making eye contact during intimacy. And men aren't really used to asking for something like that. So don't expect him to ask for it, but just know he's deeply desiring it. And trust me, you'll be able to tell when you do it with him how he rises up, how he gets more turned on, how he can't turn away from your gaze. The moment that you start to give him that during sex, during intimacy, just watch how he responds. You're going to know you've hit him in a really deep, powerful way. And the third thing he wants to say to you during sex is, I love the way your body looks right now. And this speaks to the fact that he is truly looking at and appreciating every aspect of your body during sex, including those parts of you that you might feel a little self-conscious about, right? The way your belly maybe isn't as flat as you would like it to be, your curves, your jiggles, whatever it is, the way your hips arch, all these are things that he is appreciating and savoring during lovemaking. So give yourself permission to fully express yourself physically, knowing that he's drinking you in, not just with how you feel to him, but how your body looks. He loves it. And he's not going to share that one with you because he doesn't want you to feel like he's categorizing or like nitpicking specific thing on your body. So he is going to say something general like, you're so beautiful, you're so sexy. But in his mind, he's looking at different parts of you and he's like, gosh, her breasts look amazing right now. Or I love the way her thighs look when they're wrapped around me. He's got specific things that he's digging, but he's been told it's not polite to specifically pick things out. But just know he's thinking about it and he wants to share it with you. So just know that those parts of you that you maybe feel aren't flattering or you feel self-conscious about, those are often the parts that he's most appreciating. So let your self-consciousness go, fully surrender to the experience, and he's going to love it. And the fourth thing he wants to say to you is, don't stop making that sound. And this speaks to how much a man appreciates your vocal expression during sex, your authentic sounds, not the performance ones, not the fake moaning, right, that women feel like they have to do.
Oh, yeah! Awesome! Yeah! That's perfect! That's what I'm talking about! Yeah!
But those sounds that maybe don't sound super feminine, those sounds that maybe feel like a little reckless or something, those are the sounds he wants to hear, right? And he's not going to ask you to keep making sounds for him because he doesn't want it to become performative, right? He wants it to be natural and authentic. He wants you to be expressing yourself because of how much pleasure you're receiving from the intimacy that you're sharing with him. So just know, the more you give yourself permission to unapologetically express to him how much you are enjoying it through moaning, through grunting, through heavy breathing, whatever it is, the more it's going to turn him on. And just know that he wants more, whether he's saying it or not, which he's probably not going to say it right because he doesn't want to encourage you to perform for him. He wants you to express more. He wants you to be louder. So as long as you can get away with it without waking up the kids or the neighbors, do it. And in fact, if you're going to wake up the neighbors, who cares? Do it anyway. And the fifth thing a man is dying to share with you during sex, but most definitely won't, is this: tell me what you want, please. And this speaks to the fact that men are not nearly as secure as you think about giving you pleasure, but we really want to. We are watching your moaning, we are watching your breathing, your body language, and we're trying to figure out, is what we're doing turning you on? Is what we're doing making you come, or is it not, right? But what we would love more than anything is for you to just share it with us. Tell us exactly how you want us to touch you. Tell us exactly how you want us to kiss you and how you want us to make love to you. That's what we're dying for you to share it, but we're not going to ask that, right? Because we don't want to appear like we don't know what we're doing. We don't want to appear that we're not confident because we think that's going to turn you off, right? So one of the greatest gifts you can give us is just to tell us what it is that you want, right? Engage in that dialogue. And the more you share with us, the more we are going to be able to give you exactly what you want. Give us a blueprint, right? Give us a roadmap to your pleasure, and we will happily follow it all the way to the promised land. And the sixth thing he's dying to say to you in bed is this: I want to ruin you for everyone else. And I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out, right? When a man is deeply in love with you or really activated by you, he can get a little possessive, right? And what he wants is he wants to be so unforgettable. He wants to be so good in bed that he becomes the best you have ever had and will ever have. He wants to become the standard by which all past, present, and future partners will ever be judged. And so there's this little crazy voice going on in his head where he literally wants to be the best you've ever had so that you are like ruined, that everyone else is ruined for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a crazy thought, right? And it's nothing that he'll ever say out loud, but it comes from this possessive place that he wants to be truly unforgettable for you. I hope that makes sense. And the takeaway from you on this one is that when you notice him trying a little harder, going above and beyond to give you pleasure and to give you an amazing experience, just know there's probably a little voice in the back of his head that he's saying, I want to be the best she's ever had. I want to ruin her for everybody else. And I want to be truly unforgettable for her. And that's a good thing because that means he's really into you. And the seventh thing he wants to say is, I love how much you want me. And this speaks to a thing that men will very rarely admit, how much they love and are turned on by your desire for them. When you demonstrate through the way you kiss them, through the way you grab them, through the way you pull them into you, how hungry you are for them, right? Physically, emotionally, spiritually, that is such a turn on for us. We want to feel desired, right? Just like a woman does, men, low key, we really want that as well. But we feel like we can't really share that because it's a little too vulnerable, or maybe it makes us look a little too insecure or needy or whatever. So we're often going to shut that side of ourselves off and not be able to express it. But there is a hunger within us to be deeply desired by the woman that we are with, especially if we are in bed with her. So the takeaway for you on this one, ladies, is that demonstrating your desire for him is not optional. It is mandatory. It is a game changer. Do not be afraid to dig your nails into his back, pull him towards you, whisper to him how much you've been craving him, how you've been thinking about him all day. Let him know with your words, your actions, in every aspect of yourself, especially during sex, how much you desire him and how hungry you are for him. He's gonna love it. He's gonna eat it up. Now, the eighth thing he's wanted to say to you during sex, but definitely won't, is this: stay just like that. And have you ever had a moment, right, during sex or during foreplay or afterwards, where you catch a guy just sort of staring at you and just zoning out and he's like not saying anything and you don't know what's going on in his head? In those moments, he's taking a mental snapshot of you because he's gotten lost in that moment and in that beauty. And that's such a sacred moment for a guy, because in that moment, he is completely out of his head. He's completely in the present with you, and he's trying to capture and like memorize to himself the beauty of who you are and what you represent in that moment. And a lot of times that might be, you know, during or after sex, where like you guys are just all blissed out and everything. If you catch him staring, just know that's what he's thinking and that's what he wants to say. But he's not gonna say it because he doesn't want to ruin the moment. He doesn't want to make it weird. But just know when you catch him trancing out as he's looking at you, that's what he's thinking. It's just stay just like that so I can enjoy and savor this moment a little longer and just burn that image into my brain. And the ninth thing he wants to say is probably the biggest one on the entire list, and it's, I feel safe with you. And this is something during sex and after sex that is so powerful and so vulnerable, because it speaks to one of the deepest things you can give a man: to become his emotional sanctuary, to become a place for him to actually feel safe enough to let down his walls and be truly vulnerable with you, right? Because to most men, physical intimacy is a form of emotional intimacy. It is a way that we can express ourselves to you emotionally that oftentimes is much more direct and vulnerable than the words. We're a lot better at expressing emotional intimacy through our bodies than we are through our mouth. I don't know if that makes sense, but trust me, it does to guys. So when you feel his body soften for you in bed, when you feel him being willing to make eye contact with you, when you feel him sort of bearing his soul to you through the sex that you're sharing with him or the physical intimacy that you're sharing with him, know that there's a part of him that wants to say to you, I feel safe with you, but he's not feeling totally comfortable saying it with his words because it's such a vulnerable thing, but he's going to express it to you in other ways. So the more you can make a man feel like you're a safe place for him emotionally by inviting him in, by touching him in different ways, and by being that free, unfettered, like love-making, beautiful, supportive woman in his life, that is going to create a sense of safety for him that is going to make you truly unforgettable to him as a partner. And now it's time for that bonus thing he wants to say to you, and this is one of my favorites. It's, I love the way you touch me. And I gotta tell y'all, ladies, I'm not just talking about sex. In all aspects of relationship, touch is a man's primary love language for almost all of us, unless we've got some sort of trauma around it, right? So just know he is noticing and appreciating so much the way that you touch him, the way that you touch him while you're sitting on the couch, the way that you touch him during foreplay, the way that your hands are moving around his body and your nails are digging into him during sex. Every little way that you are touching him with your body, he is taking note of and he is drinking it up. So one of the things he wants to say to you, but he's probably not going to, is just how much he loves how you touch him, right? So, and the reason he's not going to say that to you in the moment is he doesn't want to appear needy. He doesn't want to appear like he cares too much. He might be playing it cool with you. But when you start touching him and you feel his body sort of soften and relax, you feel him lean into you more and more, or you're touching him during sex and you feel his body start to shudder as you're moving your hands up and down on him, just know that he's giving you nonverbal confirmation of that thing he's dying to say, which is how much he loves the way you're touching him. So the takeaway from this one is, do not be afraid. Do not be shy to touch him. Touch him during sex. Touch him during foreplay. Touch him when y'all are at the grocery store. Who cares what the lady in the banana section thinks? You know what I'm saying? Touch him and just know that is one of the best ways for you to build connection, build polarity, and build emotional loyalty with the guy that you're dating. So there you go, ladies. 9 things a man wants to say during sex, but probably won't. And remember, the reason that he's not saying these things is not because he doesn't want to, right? It's not because he doesn't feel them. It's because we feel them too much. And we have been trained as men to not talk about our feelings, or to believe that no one cares about our feelings, even the woman that we are in relationship with. So just know that his silence doesn't mean that he doesn't care, or doesn't mean he's not appreciating what it is that you're doing. So feel free to look for these nonverbal cues, right? Or these indicators that what you're doing during intimacy is turning him on and that he's loving it. I promise he's giving you plenty of those. And also know you can always ask him. You can always ask a guy like, hey, does that feel good? Do you like that? Do you want more of that? What do you want me to say to you? What are you thinking or feeling right now? Know that the depth of your questions will often invite him to share and drop deeper into vulnerability with you. And just know that your only job as the woman that he is engaging in intimacy with is to open up to him in a beautiful, empowered, feminine, surrendered way, receive with grace all the ways he is expressing himself to you physically and non-verbally and verbally, right? And inviting him to just keep sharing more and more of his energy with you. And that is going to be the best way for you to build and deepen your physical, emotional, and spiritual connection with him. And if you want even deeper insights into how a man is experiencing you during bed, be sure to take a second, click that link up at the top of this video and down in the pinned comment. Take my How He Experiences You in Bed quiz. It is going to be a powerful window into how a man is thinking and feeling about you during sex. Be sure to click that little subscribe button and leave a comment down below. Let me know which of these landed best with you, anything I might have missed, and any subjects you'd like me to cover in my next video. And by the way, be sure to stay tuned to this next video where I'm going to be sharing with you 12 things men are noticing during sex that most women have no idea about. It's a great video. You're going to love it. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye. Almost all men don't like a big perfumey artificial smell. What we really love is your natural scent, the smell of your pheromones, the smell of your hair, the smell of your skin.